house that calls your name. I never wanted to go back. Not to that house. Not after what happened all those years ago. But when my sister, Emily, went missing last week, I had no choice. The house at the end of Hollow Creek Road. I was 12 when my family moved into that house. A towering, decayed Victorian at the very end of Hollow Creek Road. The kind of house that felt wrong. Even in the summer, it was cold inside. The mirrors never quite reflected the room correctly. And at night, the house called our names. Whispered them. A soft, slithering voice curling truxevents, creeping beniatsedors. My parents never heard it. But Emily and I did. The locked room. There was one door in the house we were never allowed to open. At the end of the second floor hallway, past the creaky staircase and the cracked window, stood a door with 13 locks nailed into the wood. My father told us never to touch it. He said it had been locked when we moved in, that it was unsafe, that it led to nowhere. But Emily and I could hear things behind it. The sound of breathing, of shuffling feet. And sometimes, at night, when the whispers were at their loudest, we heard something knocking from the inside. The first time the house took her, Emily disappeared for the first time when she was 10 years old. One moment, she was in her bed, fast asleep. The next, she was gone. No windows were open. No doors unlocked. The police searched the house from top to bottom, but they found nothing. She was gone for 3 days. Then, on the fourth night, I woke up to the sound of footsteps outside my bedroom. Slow, deliberate. I was too afraid to move. Then, the footsteps stopped, and I heard a soft, whispering laugh. When I finally found the courage to leave my bed, I opened my door and saw her standing at the end of the hallway. Emily, dressed in the same pajamas she had vanished in. Her feet were bare. Her hair was damp. Her skin was cold as ice. She wouldn't tell us where she had been. She just looked up at me, her eyes wide, her voice a trembling whisper. The house let me go this time. We left. The house did not. We moved a year later. My parents said they couldn't afford to stay, but I always wondered if they knew the truth. We left the house. But the house never left us. Emily changed after she came back. She barely spoke. She refused to sleep in the dark. And sometimes, when I passed her room at night, I could hear her whispering to someone. Or something. Emily went back. And now she's gone. Last week, I got the call. Emily had been missing for 3 days. Just like before. But this time, she was 26. And this time, she had gone back to the house. She had told her roommate that she was drawn there. That she needed to remember something. And then, she vanished. I had no choice. I had spent 14 years trying to forget that house. But now, standing in front of it again, I realized something. The house hadn't changed. The paint was the same, even after all these years. The windows still reflected something else, something that wasn't quite the world outside. And the door at the end of the hallway, still locked. Still waiting. The room behind the door. I should have left. I should have called someone. But the moment I stepped inside, I heard it. A voice. Soft. Familiar. Kelling mein Name. Come inside, Nathan. It was Emily. I ran up the stairs, past the broken mirror, past the peeling wallpaper. The door, the locked door, was open. I stepped inside, and I saw her, Emily, standing in the middle of a dark, endless room. A room that was too big to fit inside the house. She turned slowly, her face pale, her eyes too wide. And she smiled. "It's so much bigger on the inside," she whispered. The house took me too. I don't remember what happened after that. I don't remember screaming. I don't remember running. I only remember the door slamming shut behind me. The locks snapping back into place. And the whispers, everywhere. Emily wasn't alone in the dark. There were others. Too many to count. They reached for me. They pulled me under. No one knows I'm still here. It's been days. Or maybe years. No one found me. No one will. Because the house didn't just take me. It became me. And now, when the night is cold and the wind moves through the trees, I can hear my parents whispering my name. Outside. Searching. But they'll never find me. Because the door is locked again. And this time, it won't open.